What if I told you that one of aviation's greatest success stories, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, hides within it, a failure so profound that it shattered a 50-year partnership and permanently altered the balance of power in Asian skies? This isn't a story about engineering flaws or technical setbacks. This is about broken promises, strategic miscalculation, and how Boeing lost its most loyal customer base by abandoning an aircraft they desperately needed. Welcome to the World Documentaries, where we explore the untold stories behind the headlines. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of the Boeing 787-3, a Dreamliner variant designed exclusively for Japan that never made it past the drawing board. If you enjoy uncovering the hidden narratives of aviation history, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss our content. The revolutionary vision. In April 2004, Boeing unveiled something revolutionary to the aviation world. The company announced the 787 program, later renamed the 787 Dreamliner, promising to fundamentally transform how airlines approached long-distance travel. This wasn't simply another aircraft rolling off the production line. It represented Boeing's most ambitious technological leap in decades, featuring a composite fuselage that would reduce weight dramatically while improving passenger comfort through higher cabin pressure and humidity levels. The Dreamliner family was conceived as a three-variant solution addressing different market segments. The 787-8 would tackle thin, long-haul routes. The 787-9 would serve high-capacity international markets, and nestled between them was the 787-3, designed specifically for high-density, short to medium-haul operations. Boeing projected 20% better fuel efficiency compared to existing aircraft, along with windows 50% larger than traditional designs, fundamentally reimagining the passenger experience for millions of travelers worldwide. Japan's perfect solution. To understand why the 787-3 mattered so profoundly, you need to grasp Japan's unique aviation landscape. The country operates some of the world's busiest domestic routes, with extraordinarily high passenger volumes traveling remarkably short distances. Tokyo to Osaka spans merely 300 miles, yet carries millions of passengers annually, while Haneda to Sapporo at 500 miles represents one of the planet's most trafficked air corridors. All Nippon Airways became the 787 program's launch customer with a historic order. 50 Dreamliners split between 30 short-range 787-3 South and 20 long-haul 787-8 South. These weren't arbitrary numbers, they reflected careful analysis of Japan's aviation requirements. The 787-3 promised around 300 seats with a range up to 3,000 nautical miles, featuring a smaller wingspan to accommodate existing airport gate configurations while delivering the quick turnarounds essential for Japan's demanding domestic schedule. A legacy of loyalty. Boeing's confidence in developing a Japan-specific variant stemmed from something deeper than market research. It grew from 5 decades of unshakable partnership throughout the aviation industry. Boeing's relationship with Japanese carriers stood unparalleled in its exclusivity and depth. Japan Airlines and All Nippon Airways weren't merely customers placing orders. They operated as Boeing exclusive airlines, building their entire fleet strategies around aircraft manufactured in Seattle. This loyalty had deep roots spanning generations. Boeing's 727 dominated Japanese skies throughout the 1970s, and when Japan required high-capacity domestic aircraft, Boeing responded by creating the 747SR specifically for that market. Later variants of this specialized jumbo jet carried an astounding 550 passengers on routes barely 200 miles long, a configuration unimaginable elsewhere. Through the 80s and 90s, the 767 became Japan's workhorse. By 2004, flying wide-body aircraft in Japan meant flying Boeing exclusively, cementing their position as the undisputed leader in one of aviation's most profitable international markets. The manufacturing disaster. Boeing's revolutionary manufacturing approach for the 787 looked brilliant on paper. Outsource major components worldwide to leverage global expertise and share development costs. Wings would come from Japanese suppliers including Mitsubishi Heavy Industries, fuselage sections from Italy's Alenia Aeronautica, and tail assemblies from South Korea's Korean Air. This distributed production model promised to accelerate development while building international partnerships that would generate additional aircraft orders. Reality proved devastatingly different. Supply chain chaos erupted almost immediately, with integration nightmares and quality control failures cascading through the program. The cruel irony deepened when Boeing diverted Japanese suppliers' resources, including the very wing production capacity promised for the 787-3 to prioritize manufacturing the 787-8 and 787-9 variants instead. Japanese companies found themselves building components for aircraft their own national carriers couldn't purchase, while the 787 program slipped from its 2008 delivery target to 2009, then 2010, with no end to the delays in sight. The silent cancellation as Boeing wrestled with technical challenges and mounting delays. Something fundamental shifted in their priorities. When resources became scarce and difficult decisions unavoidable, Boeing made a choice that would haunt them for decades. They prioritized the 787-8 and 787-9 variants with broader global appeal while quietly pushing the Japan-specific 787-3 further down their development timeline. Boeing kept assuring Japanese airlines the aircraft remained under development, but internally, the 787-3 had become an afterthought. Then the 2008 financial crisis struck, fundamentally altering airline economics worldwide. Carriers stopped ordering for growth and began optimizing existing fleets instead. Scrutinizing every capital expenditure, Japanese airlines examined their 3787-3 orders with fresh eyes and realized the economics had changed dramatically. Those high-capacity, short-range aircraft that seemed essential in 2004 now looked like expensive overkill for 300-mile domestic routes. In 2010, Boeing quietly canceled the 787-3 without fanfare, leaving Japanese airlines with fleet renewal plans built around an aircraft that would never exist. The fortress cracks for Japan's aviation industry. The 787-3 cancellation represented far more than a product discontinuation that felt like betrayal of a 50-year exclusive partnership. Boeing had accepted their money, incorporated their technical requirements, leveraged their unwavering loyalty, then abandoned them when corporate priorities shifted elsewhere. All Nippon Airways converted their 787-3 orders to 787-8 South, accepting aircraft designed for different missions, while Japan Airlines, facing bankruptcy restructuring during the financial crisis, fundamentally reassessed their entire relationship with Boeing. Airbus had attempted breaking into the Japanese market for decades with limited success, never seriously threatening Boeing's dominance. Suddenly, that impenetrable wall cracked wide open. In 2013, Japan Airlines shocked the industry by ordering the Airbus A350SE, the largest Airbus wide-body order in Japanese aviation history. Then, in 2024, JAL delivered another stunning blow by ordering 11 A321neo aircraft, breaking into Boeing's single-aisle dominance for the first time. This wasn't mere fleet diversification. These orders represented a symbolic rejection of Boeing's broken promises, the middle market gap, while Boeing fumbled the 787-3. Airbus was developing their own smaller wide-body variant, the A350-800, like Boeing's cancelled aircraft. It attracted initial interest before airlines switched to larger variants, but Airbus recognized failure quickly and cut their losses early. They cancelled the A350-800 and focused resources on more successful models, minimizing customer disappointment. Boeing, conversely, let the 787-3 drag on 4 years before cancelling, maximizing damage to customer relationships. The gap these aircraft aimed to fill didn't disappear, it was filled spectacularly by Airbus's A321neo family, particularly the long-range LR and extra-long-range XLR variants. These single-aisle aircraft offered narrow-body economics with extended range capability, lower operating costs and simpler operations while remaining efficient enough for medium-haul missions. Boeing had nothing competitive in response. Their 737 MAX couldn't match the A321's range and capacity, while their 787-8 represented overkill for these routes. They had inadvertently created a massive gap in their product lineup, and Airbus exploited it ruthlessly. The price of broken promises fast forward to today, and the consequences continue reverberating throughout Boeing's business. Their Northeast Asian market share has declined significantly. With Japan Airlines now operating both the 350s and 787s on routes the 787-3 was supposed to dominate exclusively. All Nippon Airways has ordered a 321neo and a 321XLR aircraft in 2025, exactly the missions the cancelled 787-3 should have served. Japanese airlines no longer view Boeing as their exclusive partner. They see them as one option among several, and that pragmatic shift represents a fundamental transformation in one of aviation's most important markets. The 787 program overall succeeded remarkably, revolutionizing long-haul aviation and setting new passenger comfort standards. But the 787-3's failure reveals hidden costs that continue accumulating. Boeing won the technology battle but lost the relationship war, and that strategic misstep exposed fundamental weaknesses in their approach to customer partnerships. 20 years later, Boeing still lacks an A321XLR competitor while Airbus dominates the middle market gap worldwide. Sometimes aviation's most expensive failure isn't the aircraft you build wrong, it's the promise you break to your most loyal customer. Thank you for watching this deep dive into one of aviation's most fascinating untold stories here on the World Documentaries. The Boeing 787-3's cancellation teaches us that in business, maintaining trust can matter more than technological innovation, and that short-term decisions can create long-term consequences that reshape entire industries. If this story resonated with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with fellow aviation enthusiasts who appreciate the complex dynamics behind the aircraft we see in the skies. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Boeing could have handled this situation differently? Have you flown on routes that might have been served by the 787-3 if it had entered service? What other forgotten aircraft variants should we explore in future episodes? Your engagement helps us grow this community of curious minds passionate about aviation history. Do you not forget to subscribe to the World Documentaries and hit that notification bell. We have more compelling stories exploring the triumphs, failures, and hidden narratives that shaped modern aviation coming your way soon.